The Ideal Group commenced its journey as a franchised automobile company in the year 2006, when we partnered Sanyong of South Korea to market their products in this island. And thereafter, in 2009, we partnered Mahindra and Mahindra of India. And since then, we have come a very long way. Actually, if you look back to the year 2006 up to today, it's been 11 years. So initially with Sanyong, we were able to sell around 3,000 units of Sanyong in Sri Lanka in a short period of time. And thereafter, with the partnership with Mahindra, we now have a car park of Mahindra around 60,000 vehicles in Sri Lanka, which I think is a very unique feat. And our market share has been about 50%. So in 2011, February, Mahindra Group acquired Sanyong Automobile of Korea. They acquired 70% of this company. But it was not a coincidence that we were the agents for Sanyong way back in 2006. It just happened that Mahindra bought a majority stake in 2011. So it's been a win-win situation for us, because we were able to cement our bond with Mahindra and move forward. Thereafter, in February of this year, Mahindra opened all its doors and they made us represent the rest of the Mahindra products to Sri Lanka. So now we are a fully fledged player in the Sri Lankan market, all the way from a two-wheeler to a three-wheeler to a UV car, going all the way up to the heavy truck and bus segment. So I think Mahindra is in a very unique situation here, because it is the only company in the world, I would say, which has this lineup of products. No other company in the world, an auto major, has a lineup such as Mahindra. So we were able to consolidate this. As from February, we introduced new products to the market, particularly the heavy truck range, and we've been doing very well with the Optimo tipper trucks and the high-end vehicle, the heavy vehicles like the Traco prime movers. But going forward, we all know that the motor industry is going through a dramatic change in mobility. Not so much the situation in the country. The situation in the country is also not very good for the progress of the motor industry, with the high interest rates, the lowering of the LTVs, and so on. But besides that, what we really need to understand is that the whole world is moving towards electric mobility, and it's going in a different direction with the technological changes. Now we all know that it was Henry Ford in the year 1903 who actually introduced the commercial car, the commercially produced car, to the world. He actually started this concept of assembly line. The assembly line of a car first was mooted by him, and it was he who started who actually went into commercial production of vehicles with, I think, it was the Ford, the T model. And since then, from the year 1903 to 2017, a huge span of over a century and 14 years, 114 years or so, we've seen a stupendous boom in the combustion engine. So now today, we have in the world about 1.2 billion vehicles. That's the recent statistics. Out of this, about 2 million are now fully electric vehicles. And there are about 200,000 two-wheelers, sorry, 200 million two-wheelers, and about 350,000 electric buses. And the trend is changing, because as you know, at the turn of the century, there was this the industrial revolution. But today we see the technological revolution. You see people like Bill Gates, Apple, Steve Jobs. They are the people who are making the change in the technological sphere. So it's a very important thing, and so much so that Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has taken a bold step to say that by the year 2030, which is what, 13 years away, that the entire industry, the automobile industry in India, all the vehicles that are plying on those roads will be electric. So this, he has taken a very bold step, much like the demonetization program that he succeeded with very recently when he changed the payment mode in the way things are transacted there using technology. So I think he's doing the right thing, because mobility is changing at an alarming pace. Everyone knows about Uber, everyone knows about Airbnb, everyone knows about PickMe, and that's how things are changing. So mobility is going to go more towards the electric space. So much so last year, because of the climate change and the need for low carbon emissions, the world leaders gathered in Paris and they signed the Paris Accord. There were 192 countries who signed this accord to lower the carbon footprint in their respective countries. Modi of India and the Chinese Premier, they were the main two contenders, because they are the main, and also the US was a signatory, although Donald Trump is having some reservations about it. But they are the main polluters. China is the main polluter, having so many vehicles. Then there is the US, and there's also India to a certain extent. And now they feel that most of these catastrophes that we have can be avoided if we take some meaningful steps towards clean energy and sustainable development. So this is going to be the future, and actually Mahindra is at the forefront of this in India. Mahindra acquired a company called Maini Electric, which actually produced the first electric car in India. It was the Riva. And they bought it in 2010, and they renamed it, rebadged it as Mahindra Electric. And the E2O and the other lineup of cars are now being sold in India and also being exported to other countries. And I'm sure we should be able to witness and see these vehicles being introduced to our market, because it's real clean energy. And at the moment, the Indian government has also contacted Tesla. That is a person called Elon Musk. You have heard about Tesla. What you see on the screen there is actually the future. This is a car that I also drove this guy in Melbourne, Australia. This is a driverless, there's a driver there, but the driver is not taking any active role, playing any active role. He's just there in the unlikely event of a problem to take charge of the vehicle. But the car is being steered by itself. It's a self-driving car. It's actually a real situation. This is not a concept. This is a true situation. So this is the future, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we actually are going to have in Sri Lanka within the next, or in the world, in the next 4 to 5 years. There's going to be some dramatic changes. So the Indian government requested Tesla, and as you know, the word Tesla comes from a renowned engineer called Nikola Tesla. There was a person called Nikola Tesla who was a great scientist, and he came up with this idea of free energy. He's the person who talked about energy from the sun. And he also told everyone that there is in the Earth's crust, there is a magnetic field that you can make use of this to generate power, energy. But at the time, the fossil fuel companies, the oil companies were so rich that they didn't want Nikola Tesla to succeed in his endeavor. But of course, our Elon named his car after this. And even going through to the lifestyle side, he has changed, he's changing, that's the electric car that you see, and you also see on the roofs, this particular roof is a solar roof. This is now being actually marketed in the US. So, you know, the whole world is changing towards renewables. And at Ideal Group, we are actually moving in that direction, where we will be the first company, authorized company, to be introducing the Mahindra electric vehicles to Sri Lanka. Also through our Ideal Green Tech, the solar company, we will be actually introducing some of these products to you in the future. So I think that's the real aim of this motor show, because most of the companies here in Sri Lanka, when you talk of a motor show, they invite us and we take part in the motor show. We just become a small cog in a vast machine. But here is an opportunity for us to showcase all our products that we are proud of, from a two-wheeler, as I said, to the heavy trucks, where we can line it up and you can see it in the flesh for you over the 2 days that we are scheduling this next month. And in addition to that, most of our partners are also going to be present there, and they will showcase their products, as well as the electric car side, the renewable side, the solar side. So it is something of a difference. It is not just a motor show. So the name is not a misnomer. It is a reality, and that's what we are aiming to do. So I think you will be given a press release which will detail some of the things that I have mentioned, and I think there are a lot of speakers here who are going to talk to you more and more about this event. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you.